We begin tonight with breaking news. Broncos linebacker DeMarcus Ware's home was broken into during last night's game. These surveillance photos show two guys rummaging through his property.
And we're just learning one of Ware's most prized possessions was stolen from his home.
Denver 7's Broncos insider Troy Rank joins us with more on what these thieves took. Troy?
Yes, one of the most valuable items you could take from someone, their Super Bowl ring. One of the items a source confirmed to me later today was the fact that they got the ring from DeMarcus Ware's house, his place he lives in currently in Denver, his off-season home and current season home. Here's the issue with these rings. They're unique to each team each year when they win a Super Bowl. I talked to multiple players who have insurance on these rings. They go up to $32,000. So not only are they unique in their value, but they're also very valuable in terms of dollars. And remember, without DeMarcus Ware, the Broncos probably don't win a Super Bowl. Peyton Manning addressed the team the night before the Super Bowl. DeMarcus Ware also talked to the team. Guys were fighting back tears during that speech. They wanted to win the Super Bowl for DeMarcus Ware. It's a reason they have the rings, so hopefully they're able to retrieve his Super Bowl 50 ring.
That is pricey. All right, thank you, Troy. We're also learning more on the heartbreaking story of the Broncos fan who fell 60 feet to his death at Mile High Stadium last night.
Absolutely terrible story, a real nightmare. The coroner has identified him as Jason Coy. And Denver 7's Molly Hendrickson is live from Sports Authority Field tonight. Molly, the Broncos just released a statement. What does it say?
Yeah, in it, the Broncos say they're now reviewing the tragic accident. Take a look. It says, "We extend our deepest sympathies to Coy's family and friends." They go on to say providing a safe, enjoyable environment for guests is their top priority. Now, this happened here near the escalators between gates 4 and 5. Police say Coy was sitting on the railing near the escalators when he fell.
At this time, it appears that this man was sitting on top of a railing, lost his balance and fell about 60 feet.
Now, Coy died at Denver Health from his injuries. We asked Denver police if he had been drinking. They tell us that is something that the medical examiner will determine in the coming days. We're live in Denver tonight. Molly Hendrickson, Denver 7.
Thank you, Molly. New at 6, Denver 7 getting answers for newlyweds who feel cheated out of money they deserve. A couple rented their home using Airbnb, but the renters didn't leave things the way they found it, even drinking some champagne from the couple's wedding. Here is Denver 7's Mark Stewart, who spoke with the homeowners exclusively.
You can understand why people want to stay at this downtown Airbnb. The bedrooms are on the second floor. There's a large living room. Yet when the owners returned, they came home to a mess.
We kept the existing reservations.
Samantha Parsons' home wasn't always so Spartan. Pizza boxes stacked outside, a pot pipe near the porch. A patio table was damaged along with blinds in a bathroom. The kitchen sink had shifted.
It's hard to tell unless you get up close, but this is supposed to be attached to the granite, and it's actually been bent, and the center is bent down.
A long list of troubles emerging after a rental in early September.
We had so many flies in this house, huge, gross flies all over the place, and it took a couple of weeks before we could get them all out of the house. It was so disgusting.
As part of the agreement with Airbnb, renters have a $1 million coverage guarantee. Parsons made a claim for nearly $2,100.
So far, they said that they would reimburse us for a little over half of what we had requested.
She filed an appeal, and Denver 7 decided to help. And this is what happened.
I just got the email from Airbnb, and they're going to give me a full reimbursement for our claim, so that's awesome.
Just how often does this happen? According to Airbnb, not very often. Significant property damage is reported about 1 in every 41,000 guest arrivals.
I guess I was just really disappointed that people would treat our house with this much disrespect.
For the future, the Parsons will rent a private room in their basement. As far as the rest of their home is concerned, for the moment, it's off limits. In Denver, Mark Stewart, Denver 7.
Thanks, Mark. You certainly don't see this every day. Cows roaming loose on a busy interstate earlier this morning. They've now been wrangled in and moved to safety. Take a look at this video right here. I-70 eastbound was shut down temporarily after a cattle truck overturned at the Georgetown exit. 80 cows, you saw them right there. They were being moved from Talmadge, Utah to Lamar, Colorado. When the brakes apparently gave out of that truck, 6 of the cattle died. The rest had to be rounded up a few at a time and then taken by horse trailer to the Clear Creek County Fairgrounds. Mickey Rogers unwittingly volunteered to help when one of those animals bolted and ran straight toward her.
Being raised on a ranch, you just start hollering and waving your arms and you try to deter him the other direction. So that's exactly what I did, and he did turn back around.
She knew just what to do. State troopers cited that truck driver with reckless driving and reckless endangerment, as well as animal cruelty.
Now this, have a look. A driver crashes straight through a yoga studio in Loveland. These are photos taken by fire crews who first responded to the scene today on 3rd Street. Luckily, no one was hurt. A building inspector has now been called in to help evaluate the damage.
Xcel Energy gave an all clear for residents at this mobile home park in Golden. They can return home tonight. Officials say a construction crew there broke a roughly 2-inch natural gas line, prompting evacuations from 9 mobile homes. Crews were able to fix that rupture within about an hour.
There's some showers in the state right now. This is our view from our camera in Pumpkin Center, looking back toward the Colorado Springs area. And you can see some of the showers in that area this afternoon. They had a nice little rain. We didn't see much here, a sprinkle at the most in the Denver area. Mountains had a few scattered light little rain and snow showers. Here's the view currently from our view east of DIA, looking off to the west. As far as the numbers today, it was a little cooler, a high of 72, which is still almost 10 degrees warmer than normal. Still some 80s over southeastern Colorado. We're going to heat right back up, and it looks like our temperatures are not going to be the only thing going up. The rain chances, well, we could use a few of those showers. Let you know which day is the best chance for some rain coming up in the First Alert 7-day planner.
Sounds good. Thanks, Mike. Firefighters continue to make progress on that raging wildfire that's been burning in Custer and Pueblo counties. This has been going on for over a week now. The Junkins fire is 60% contained. Over 18,000 acres have burned, and at least 9 homes and 17 outbuildings have been destroyed so far. A community fire information meeting is being held tonight at Wetmore Volunteer Fire Department on Trinity Ranch Road.
Okay, just imagine slowly sinking into quicksand. This happened to a man in Loveland this morning. Crews rescued a hunter who apparently got stuck in some quicksand-like mud. Fire officials say they found that man near the Simpson Pond and State Wildlife Area, which is known for hunting dove and waterfowl. Be careful out there.
A mom out of Weld County has pleaded guilty to abusing her 2-year-old son. The disturbing incident was all caught on cell phone video.
Now my phone doesn't charge. Find my charger! You break everything. You broke my charger and you lost it!
Well, now 27-year-old Katrina Kennedy Flores faces up to 2 years in jail. The little boy was found covered in bruises. She will be sentenced in January.
The search is on tonight for the man who opened fire on a couple in the parking lot of a Denver convenience store. This happened outside the store that you see right here in the Fairway Center strip mall. This is near the Kennedy Golf Course. Police say a man and a woman were fighting with another guy in the parking lot right there before he fired at them. One man is being treated right now in the hospital.
Accused of helping a prisoner from the inside, a Boulder County Sheriff's deputy who worked at the county jail is now out of a job and facing charges. Police arrested 33-year-old Tyler Mason for allegedly smuggling marijuana edibles and chewing tobacco inside the Boulder jail in late September. Investigators say Mason was struggling with money when he agreed to bring the contraband into the jail for an inmate who was a childhood friend.
Hey, take a look at this right here. This video represents the future of freight. Self-driving trucks. How do you feel about this? And it's happening right here in Colorado, too. The truck made the 125-mile trip from Fort Collins all the way down to Colorado Springs. Look at it going right there. Pretty fast, too. Denver 7's Mark Boyle explains how this is revolutionizing the trucking industry.
It's hard not to have some kind of reaction when you see the video of a driverless semi-truck barreling down I-25, but we're told by transportation experts that on our Colorado interstates and highways, we may see more of that in the future as trucking is revolutionized. It's the video taking the trucking industry by storm. Late last week, Anheuser-Busch made the first ever commercial delivery with a driverless tractor trailer, and it's technology the trucking industry welcomes.
We're very supportive of safety technologies, and we think the aspects of this, which would enhance actually the driver's ability in terms of make better decisions.
CDOT says over 90% of accidents on our roadways are the result of driver error. So the company Otto is taking the driver out of the equation.
I think this is this offers a great deal of opportunity. I think this shows actually what kind of the future can look like in terms of like how we can apply some of these advanced technologies to make things safer.
And while this was a one-shot test drive, Fulton says you can expect to see more technologies in semi-trucks down the road.
They will change things. We will be moving toward a safer society as we look at it on our highways.
Reporting in Denver, Mark Boyle, Denver 7.
With the election just 2 weeks away now, Donald Trump's running mate Mike Pence will be back in Colorado tomorrow, trying to win over undecided voters. He will hold a rally at the Colorado Springs Event Center. That's at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Earlier in the day, Pence will also be making stops in Nevada and Salt Lake City. Reckless on the slopes, the skier is digging deep into his pockets over what he did while riding down the mountain in Keystone.
We're going to show you how you can learn from this man's mistakes this winter.
And patients at Children's Hospital in Colorado will be pampered just in time for Halloween. How a local salon is putting smiles on the faces of those who need it most. But there are other things I'd rather work on first. Here's a reminder to be safe on the slopes. A Douglas County man is ordered to pay over $250,000 for reckless skiing at Keystone. A jury ordered Casey Ferguson to pay more than $263,000 in damages to a skier he crashed into from behind at a high rate of speed. That jury ruled he was skiing negligently. The person hit suffered a joint separation and had to miss 3 months of work because of his injuries.
Well, you may remember the Westminster Mall, the property that sat along US 36 before being demolished back in 2011. Now it's the site of the future downtown Westminster. Many buildings and shops were demolished to make a way for the planned 105-acre downtown area. You see it right here. Developers already have structures in place with utilities, streets, and pedestrian and bike paths being completed right now. Now, the new downtown area should be open to the public. We're going to have to wait a little bit by late 2017 or early 2018.
And some changes are coming to the Boulder Junction neighborhood. It may soon be home to a new futuristic office complex and a small hotel. Both projects are proposed by a Denver real estate firm called Sagebrush Companies. They plan to build a 3-story industry and arts center with 80,000 square feet of office space, along with a boutique hotel with 50 rooms.
Cool looking architecture right there too. Hey, you're going to love this story. It's going to brighten up your day. Patients at Children's Hospital Colorado are in for a real treat tomorrow. Just in time for Halloween, more than 20 staff members from Lodo's Oxford Spa and Salon will be providing complimentary spa services for dozens of young patients right here. They'll be giving out haircuts, facials, manicures, and makeup applications. How fun! The Oxford volunteers are dressing up as fairies, and they're going to be handing out candy to the kids, too.
I love that. And just a few days before Halloween, you know, the outlets at Castle Rock, they're inviting families to take their costumes out for a test run tomorrow for the Wicked Wednesday Halloween party. The event will include face painting, a holiday magic show, and a costume party. Trick-or-treating will also take place throughout the property from 5 to 7.
All you South Park fans out there in Fort Collins, you better listen up. Okay. Did I say that right? Producer Marco's like, that's not right. All right, this city, This city will likely get a mention tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on Comedy Central as the channel's famed cartoon airs its newest episode of its 20th season. Now, the premise of this episode is titled Fort Collins. An entire city here in Colorado gets hacked. Now, this show, you know, is created by former University of Colorado students. South Park has been known for making other Colorado references, too.
Okay.
Have they referenced you, Ann?
No, not me.
Not yet.
It's coming. Okay. All right.
How about
It's
you?
happening right now in Denver as dusk settle in. A pretty sight. This is the view from Mile High looking east. Here's the view from our Viero camera out near DIA looking toward the west. A pretty shot indeed as the sun sets in, and we have a nice evening coming up with temperatures cooling off and the skies clearing out. Here's the view up at Loveland Ski Area. Good news for the ski resorts tonight. Temperatures down below freezing so they can resume the snowmaking. There have been some showers out there, a few of them producing a brief little burst of rain and some rainbow pictures we had coming in from Colorado Springs. Haven't seen that in a while, but in general, we didn't see anything here in Denver today. 72 and 44. The normals are 62 and 33, and the record, this is an old timer, 1873, 1 degree, and 80 record high temperature back in 2014. Right now, it's clearing out. 65 degrees downtown, 66 at DIA, 32% humidity. Winds are from the northwest at 13 miles per hour. I want to show you the winds aloft up at the jet stream at about 25,000 feet. We've had a westerly flow for the most part the last several days, and that's bringing the storms into Washington, Oregon, Northern California, but we're not getting much here. We had a minor little system move through last night and during the day today, which brought us some of those widely scattered showers. But looking ahead, here comes yet another ridge developing over us. That means a big bubble of warm air, the stronger jet stream off to the northwest of us, and so our weather at the surface is going to stay quiet. Here's what's happened today. A little cold front moved through. Didn't amount to much, but enough to bring those few scattered light showers. Behind it comes a high pressure system at the surface. As that high settles in, that's going to mean quiet weather conditions, dry weather conditions for the next couple of days. There's a little rain in the 7-day. I'll share that with you in just a moment. Tonight, down to 26 at Leadville, 29 Gunnison and Telluride, about 35 at Colorado Springs, and a little cool out at Lyman, about 36 for a low there. Front range numbers, Winter Park at 33, Grand Lake and Walden and Kremling down to 31 degrees. The Denver area, mostly low 40s, although Boulder, 45, Broomfield, 48 degrees. Tomorrow starts out with sunshine. At the most, a couple of high clouds here and there. That is about it for tomorrow. Temperatures are going to be a little warmer than today, 75 in the Denver area. Upper 70s to near 80 over southeast Colorado, 50s and 60s expected in the mountains. Front range numbers, 63 at Allens Park, Estes Park at 66, Fairplay 63. We'll look at Platteville and Keensburg and Erie at about 75 degrees. And over the metro area for tomorrow, beautiful day. We start with sunshine, we finish with clear skies, and the high temperatures in the low to mid 70s. Forecast for tonight, skies clearing out, lighter winds, 42 for a low temperature. Tomorrow, the high temperature expected to climb up to around 75. Sunny, warm, and nice day. Looking ahead, it's going to stay even warmer on Thursday. Warm, dry, sunny, and 80. Now, put bright spots Thursday, Friday. Certainly you can have bright spots on most of these days. The only thing that's a bit of a concern Friday, the winds increase a bit, and with the recent dryness, could have some fire danger. But Friday night, a weak little front comes through. It doesn't amount to much, but slightly cooler Saturday. Maybe a couple of showers Friday night, but it won't be very much. It's certainly not going to ease the dryness, I'm afraid. 70 on Saturday, 73 Sunday. Halloween, expect a temperature of 68, and by Tuesday, some showers. Waiting on that jet stream flow to become a little bit deeper and colder, which will bring storms from the Pacific Northwest down into Colorado. Not happening yet, but it will happen.
I know, to see an 80 is weird.
Yep.
It's just weird.
You will get to shovel snow for a second time in your
I can't wait.
So excited to do that.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. Well, coming up, lots of love for Brock Osweiler after the game, of course. Not so much during the game, though. We'll hear from Gary Kubiak today after the big win over the Texans.
And Hoops here. Tad Boyle talks about his Buffs team, and it's not good. That is next on 7 Sports Extra. Hoops.